Sandra, Gallina, DG Sante in the European Commission. It's a pleasure to meet you. We're very delighted to have you here today to interview you on the plenary session on One Health in the European Health Forum Gastein today. And we just wanted to ask you a couple of questions about the plenary session, if that's okay.
Of course.
Thank you so much. So the first question we had was that you said during the session that you talked to Mario Monti frequently about what you would do differently for another pandemic. So we wanted to ask you, what would you do differently for another pandemic in the future?
So it's a question I provoked myself because when I read his report, Light at the End of the Pandemic, I was struck by the similarity of approach, both myself and him coming from the outside world of health. So we both noticed that in his domain for, I would say, financial matters, and in my domain for trade, there was very clear international governance. What was missing during the pandemic was clear health governance internationally. What was the result of that? Well, a bit of a disaster, because at the end of the day, we did not have a bit of an actor like the European Commission was inside Europe to distribute the vaccines, to buy the vaccines for everybody. We invested a lot, and the president believed in COVAX and in ACT-A, but at the end of the day, neither for vaccines nor for therapeutics, we had this drive at the international level. So I think we need to remedy that. The governance needs to be there, needs to be clear. There are many proposals, there are technical proposals, there are more political proposals from, I would say, the group that was led by Helen Clark and Sir Leaf. So there are many possibilities, but we need to do something. We cannot go on without governance.
Thank you very much. That's very interesting. Our second question is, One Health as a concept has been around for over 20 years now, but we noticed that in the plenary session today, that a lot of the questions were about what is your understanding of One Health? What does it mean to the audience, to the speakers? Mm-hmm. Do you think that there's a brand problem with One Health in the way that people understand what it means?
Now, this is very personal. I do believe there is a problem because in general, when you start to having phrases, the phrases go with a constituency, and then you create the constituency against that concept. I think it's a platitude to say that there is health. There isn't two healths, one health, three healths. No, there's health. It starts perhaps in one place and it ends in another. This also philosophically, we might see it differently and think it may be starting from humans. Is it really logical to think that it's animals that are giving us zoonoses? Who is picking up the disease? So I don't want to grow too much philosophical or lyrical on this, but I think we have a very much man-centered approach on this health, which is wrong. As I tend to see it, we're very much in a spectrum of life. Some parts of this world are inanimated, they don't have life, but the life is very much something where you share rights of living together, and perhaps in some respects humans are encroaching upon the rights of others, and we are not. So this is why people say, oh, One Health, because we are dividing the same cake. But the more health there is for everybody, for plants, for animals, the healthier we are all. So yes, perhaps the branding should change.
Thank you so much. And finally, we wanted to ask you, what is your moonshot for One Health?
That they stop asking me what is One Health. Next, we need to know what it is and live by it. And that's it. And doing it together, please, with equity, solidarity, and human rights, which is Europe.
That's great. Thank
Vive
you so
l'Union
much.
Européenne. Vive Europe.